Okay, let's see how you did on these next two. If you didn't already try them, go ahead and shut off the video and try those on your own first. This is kind of a review of stuff we've done in the past. Okay, so this first one, I see the ratio is 9 are shaded out of 100. So as a decimal, we know the decimal has to have two decimal places. So the 9 has to be at the end. So that means we need to add a 0. Remember, don't write 90. That would be 90 hundredths. So it has to have two decimal places. So 0, 9. And as a percent, 9 out of 100. Oh, hopefully nobody gets that grade. That would be 9%. Now we go back up and look, can 9 over 100 be simplified? So the only thing that goes into 9 are 3 and 9, and you add the digits, 1 plus 0 plus 0. Does 3 go into 1? Nope. So that can't be simplified. So that's the test for 3. You add the digits. 1 plus 0 is 1. Can 3 go into 1? No. Can 3 go into 9? Yes. So it has to be able to go into both. Okay, last one on this page. Ooh, this is an interesting one. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 52, 54, 56, 58. So 58 out of a total of 100. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. Remember what I said, simplify last. So first do your decimal, two decimal places, 0.58. 58 out of 100 on a test is 58%. Now let's go back and simplify. So they're both even, so that tells us to try 2, not try 2. That tells us 2 works. So 58 cut in half, 2 into 5, 8. 2 goes into 5 twice. 2 times 2 is 4. 1, bring down your 8. 2 goes into 18 9 times. So that'd be 29. Cut 100 in half and you get 50. And I know that's simplified because 29 is prime. So that was a fun little blast from the past, right? We've done stuff like that oftentimes. So let's go ahead and look at the next page. Everybody have that down? Okay, this next one makes you think a little bit. Remember when we had that one exercise where we kept changing up the unit? First, we would call the unit a whole circle, and then we called the unit a hexagon. Then we called the unit a double hex, and that's what this lesson's about, is changing up the unit. Again, this is a super fun group exercise where everybody can sit and discuss and throw around ideas. So it's not as fun when someone's just telling you. So if you want, you can shut off your video and look at it and kind of come up with some conclusions on your own and then see how you did. So Jack and Lucy were each asked to represent the shaded area in the figures above with a percent. Jack says the shaded area represents 120%. So let's underline that. So Jack is 120%. Lucy says the shaded area represents 60%. Which student is correct? Can they both be correct? Explain. So my first thought is, oh yeah, it's 120%. But guess what? I don't know what the whole is. Is this the whole? Or are two of these the whole? And that's a whole basis for this problem. If you don't know what the whole is, over here, if you look on these before, it says total area of the figure. So they're telling us the figure was 100%. So represent it as the total area up for each figure, and they only gave us one figure. But when they give us two and they haven't told us what the whole is, Well, guess what? There's going to be two answers because they have to tell us what the whole is. Let's say this is 100%. If this is the whole 100%, then does everybody agree that Jack's right? 100 plus 20 more would be 120 out of 100. So if one box equals the whole, then we could say, okay, 120 are shaded out of 100 make a whole, right? And does everybody agree if you got 120 on a 100-point test, that would be 120%? You just got a bunch of extra credit because 100 out of 100 is 100%. So 120 out of 100 has to be higher. But they didn't tell us one box equals a whole. So we need to do the other scenario. I'm going to make this smaller so we can see everything. So if two boxes make a whole, that means the whole is 200, not just 100. So if one box makes a whole, then we put 100 on the bottom because that we always put whatever makes a whole on the bottom. But if two boxes are a whole, so if this is like the double hex and two boxes make a whole, then it's out of 200. So 120 are still shaded, but now it's 120 out of 200 make a whole. Here it was 120 out of 100 make a whole because it's one box. But this one, if it's two boxes, it's still 120 shaded, but now 200 make a whole. So we need it to be 100. So do you see that we could divide this by 2 and make it 100? Because it's hard to write a percent without it being 100. So let's divide both of these by 2. And we get 60 over 100. So now I can easily say, if I get 60 out of 100 on a test, that is 60%. So do you see now why both of them were true? Because nobody told us what the whole was. So if this is the whole, then this one's correct. But if both of these, like the double hex earlier in the module, are a whole, then that means this is the percent. So it all depends on what the whole is, what percent is shaded. So that just lets you know that you can't do a problem, or at least give the one real answer, unless you know what the whole is. So that's why you'll notice that all the directions always tell us at the beginning what the whole is. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the Shark Tank. I love, love, love this problem. This is another one. I show the video. It's a really fun video. It is, they have these pets all prancing around on the Shark Tank, and they're all spray painted, and this person's trying to sell spray paint. It's a really cute video. I wish I would have put the link up for you. But if you do Shark Tank, if you Google it, pet paint is really cute. Like there's one that's dressed as a racehorse, one is a ballerina, one is a zebra. So they're not dressed, they're painted to look like these things. So anyhow, that's the background on this problem. So pretend you've seen that thing and this is what they're offering. So a gentleman in Shark Tank offered a 20% equity stake in his company for $200,000. So that means he thinks that his business, 20% of his business is worth $200,000. So this is kind of starting you to think about percentages, because that's what the rest of this module is about, is how you can find percentages. So I always tell students the easiest way to do percentage problems is by drawing a picture. So 20% of his company is worth $200,000. So do you know how many 20% are in 100? 24%. 40, 60, 80, 100. So there's 5 20% on 100. So watch this. The answer just falls in your lap when you draw a picture. And you're going to see on the next 3 pages, we're going to draw pictures and you're going to go, oh my gosh, percents were never so easy. Oh, hello, Kim. I shouldn't talk and draw at the same time, huh? Okay, so 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So each of those represent 20%. Let's put it up here. So each box is 20%. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So do you agree this is what his whole company is worth? Because his whole company is a 100%, right? So the whole company's worth this much. But he proposes on Shark Tank that 20% is worth $200,000. So now you guys could all easily do this problem, couldn't you? Can you tell me what the whole company's worth now? If this is 200,000, what's this? 200,000. And what's this? 200,000. And what's this? 200,000. And what's this? 200,000. So couldn't you just add 200,000 5 times? And that would be what his company was worth? Because he said 20% of his business is 200,000. So I just went, well, there's 5 20s and 100, and his whole business is obviously 100%. So this is 200,000. This piece is 200,000. This piece is 200,000. And this piece is 200,000. So now we can say, oh, his company's worth 5 of those. So we could say the whole company would be $200,000 times 5. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. 5 times 2 is 10. So what's his company worth? Or what does he think it's worth? $1 million. So that would be his whole company's worth. Let's go ahead and write a sentence because I know a lot of them on the test like sentences. So what was the guy's name? A gentleman, if he valued, okay, so we can't use a name. So the company is worth $1 million. If what he says is true, 20%. But see how easy that is when you draw a picture? So you have to know there's 5 20s and 100. That's something you have to know. Or 4 25s and 100. Or 10 10s. So those kind of things you need to know. But then you draw a picture and there's very little math. So 20% of his company's worth 200,000. So I just took it times 5. And there's his company's worth. Cool, huh? Okay, I'm going to stop there because I don't want to start the next page and get cut off. So I'll see you on the next video.